What's up? What's up, my Mind Your Money business folks? It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. And as always, hopefully you're in the market and not trying to time the market because that's simply impossible to do. So what's happening today in the news? It says here the Dow, S&P 500, Nasdaq wobble as cool inflation data boosts Fed rate hope. It boosts Fed rate cut hopes. Because they are meeting, I think, next week on the 17th and 18th. Not this week, right? Yeah, next week to talk about rate cuts. So, let's see what the market is talking about. So it says here, U.S. stocks wavered on Wednesday as investors digested a softer than expected inflation reading and assessed a U.S.-China plan to salvage their trade truce. So the Dow was roughly flat, while the S&P 500 sagged more than 0.3%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq composite led the declines, falling almost 0.6%. And the market is open for like another 5 minutes, right? Well, not right, but it's open for another 5 minutes. So either way, recently the S&P 500 and Nasdaq composite have risen to within striking distance of record closing highs amid optimism for potential trade deals. Okay. So before the open, markets gave a muted response to a U.S.-China framework agreement to get the Geneva tariff truce back on track. So Trump and the other U.S. officials indicated the deal should resolve issues between the two countries on rare earths and magnets. Interesting. So Trump said Wednesday that the U.S. will allow the Chinese students in U.S. colleges, a sticking point that had emerged in the weeks following the country's mid-May deal in Geneva. However, the deal was seen as lacking detail about export curbs and tariff levels. Okay, so they want to go to college in the U.S. So stocks revived somewhat after a better than expected reading of May Consumer Price Index CPI before the bell. Consumer inflation was up 0.1% month over month, Bureau of Labor Statistics data showed, compared with a 0.2% rise expected and the 0.2 increase in April. So the CPI report was better than expected. On a core basis, which excludes volatile foods and energy costs, May Consumer Price Index rose 2.8% year over year, matching April's rate. So month core prices increased 0.1% versus 0.2% gain the prior month. That's good. So heading into the report, economists had expected growth of 2.9% year over year and 0.3% month over month. Okay. The data was in focus ahead of the Federal Reserve's next monetary policy decision on June 18th, next month. Odds of a September interest rate cut increased following the release, with markets pricing in a 57.2% chance versus a 53.5% a day before, per the CME Fed Watch tool. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Oh, it says here, this just came in. Oil jumped 4% on report of threat to U.S. embassy in Iraq. So there's a threat to the U.S. embassy. So oil prices jump. Interesting. It's interesting how a lot of money is made from wars. All right, that's it. That's pretty much it. The market will close in about 1 minute or less. So let's see what the stocks have done. Well, my information technology ETF, FTEC, took a loss today of 74 cents. So not bad. Like, this year has just been an interesting year. The gains have been very small. Like, last year this stock, this ETF was up like over 20 something percent. Like year to date, it has only gained like 1.32%. Yeah. Now it has dropped to only 66 cents, from 74 to 66. The market's still open. My S&P 500 ETF, SPLG, has lost 20 cents today, closing out at $70.74. The market just closed. Nvidia lost $1.07. $1. Oh shoot, it's still moving. Hold on. Yeah. Either way, it's also a little over $1 today, closing out at $142.85. Broadcom gained $8.28 today, closing out at $252.91. Tesla gained 40 cents today, closing out at $326.49. Apple lost $3.89 today, closing out at $198.78. Microsoft gained $1.70 today, closing out at $472.62. Palantir gained $3.54, closing out at $136.35. Amazon lost $4.41 today, closing out at $213.20. Yeah, the market's just not doing the greatest right now. However, I'm still investing. I'm still dollar cost averaging into the market every single month, because prices of some stocks are still at an all-time low, and we're at a crossroad right now in today's market, with the U.S.-China trade issues. So yeah, I'm still investing. So that's it for today. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think, if you think anything at all. And while you're thinking, create a budget. Get out of debt. Get out of personal loan debt. Get out of car loan debt. Get out of student loan debt. Get out of credit card debt. Get out of all forms of debt so that you can have full control, 100% control over your money. And then if you have a mortgage, all that money that you use to pay off those other debts, start rolling that towards your mortgage. Also, be sure to invest 15% of your income into a retirement plan. Make sure you set up your kids' college funds. Make sure that you also have 3 to 6 months of savings set aside as an emergency fund. And that is a lot to do. That's why you have to create a plan via a budget to put all of these things in place. And once you create the plan and you start working on it, keep the discipline in place, keep attacking it, and at some point it will become normal. It won't feel like a lot. It won't be a lot. It's just something to do. And then as you start chipping away at this debt and you start getting rid of it, there's really no issue after that. So yeah, but either way. Oh, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. Any and all information on my channel is for entertainment purposes only, so please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your hard-earned money, if you're not comfortable doing it on your own. So you guys take care. Have a blessed day. Make sure that you are continuing to invest, or you're starting to invest. If not into the stock market, invest into yourselves. Invest into real estate. There are many ways to make money, so don't miss out on that opportunity. And whether you like it or not, we need money, right? It's needed. And not everybody needs the same amount. So, get what you need and keep it moving. All right. You guys take care. Have a blessed day. Peace.